CNJ's Epic Quest. CNJ's Epic Quest. CNJ's CNJ's Epic Quest. CNJ's Epic Quest. CNJ's Epic Quest. CNJ's Epic Quest. CNJ's.
Hey everybody, welcome back to D&J's Epic Quest. Derek here, along with
Sir Jarza of Arlong.
You're sticking with that for now on.
Well, yeah, for now.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what characters grab my attention in Midnight Tides here.
All right. Well, I've got an idea already just based on some Patreon chatter, so we'll see what happens. But we've got two guests with us tonight, and we'll let them introduce themselves.
Jan, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, I'm Jan the Picker, here from Norway, Stavanger, Norway, where we have at the moment one of the worst storms in quite a few years, so it's like pretty windy outside. If you suddenly hear some noise, it's possibly the house blowing down.
Well, good
We
luck.
hope that's not the case.
I hope so.
Say hello to the wizard for us if you find him. I'm Tony the Watch in South Carolina right now. I'm glad to be here. Been listening for a good while. I've always enjoyed the content, so this is an honor.
Yeah, it's good to get a voice to the name here, and Jan, we've talked to you before, so it's good to have you guys here for the first time and have you back, Jan. So thanks guys for jumping in here.
A pleasure.
I guess we'll I don't have any bullshit for you, Justin. I couldn't think of anything unless you guys have anything for either one of us.
Yeah, I have one thing.
Okay.
How
Great.
could you not pick Fiddler as a member of a Malazan band?
That was an egregious oversight for sure.
Nothing
It's in
against
his name.
right. Nothing against the character. We love Fiddler, but I guess I just can't see it in a death metal band.
That's so obvious to just overlooked it, I guess.
Yeah.
Even the devil himself loves playing the fiddle. I'm sure Fiddler could fit right into this.
Right. Well, Justin, how you been?
Been okay. It's been an interesting week for sure. What about you?
I'm glad it's the weekend. I shared in the Patreon group chat. My boss is leaving, so I applied for his job. I think I've got a pretty decent shot at it. He's staying within the company. Just there's another plant down the road that's quite a bit closer to his house than the drive he's making, and the job opened up there, so he took it and got it. And so now it's kind of an opportunity potentially for me. So we'll see what happens, but it's kind of the big news. But other than that, not much else going on. Made a little progress on the basement. Got some mud and tape up on a wall, so a little closer to being done.
Nice.
How about you two, Jan, Tony? What's been up?
Just a very busy week with work. Work and sleep and audiobooks, and that's really about it this week. Going down to Charleston tomorrow. A friend of mine is a makeup artist, and she's doing the makeup for a music video, and she's insisting that I come along for a little day trip to the beach.
Oh, nice.
Sounds terrible going to the beach.
It's horrible. Horrible. I hate the beach. Hate the sand.
Well, you guys know we're in Minnesota. It's October, and today it was like 90 degrees. It should not be that hot. Yeah, I don't know what that is in Celsius, probably like 30 or something, but
Yeah, that's too hot for me.
yeah, it shouldn't be this hot. Shouldn't be this hot this time of year.
No, it should. But I mean, the wind is cool. It's not like swelter. The wind is breezy.
Yeah, it's more than breezy here.
It was like 32 degrees today, Jan.
Here the trees are falling over because of the wind, like lampposts and trees and like trampolines flying around, and yeah, everybody had to like batten hatches. Some parts have lost electricity.
That is wild. Just hope that you're safe.
Oh no, it seems to be good so far.
Is there a scorned woman over there?
It wasn't a
Sorry.
no.
I couldn't help myself. I had to. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well-
And awkward. Okay.
Well, let's. Oh, go ahead, Jan. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's a very important football match on Sunday.
Who does the
playing?
Vikings play?
They are still at the top of the league. 7 matches left. And on Sunday, they are playing their main rivals, Brann, which are on 3rd place with 4 points behind.
So it's close.
It's fucking close. Too close. Way too close. So that's going to be, I hope my heart survives.
Is that at home or away?
At home.
So you're going.
Oh, yeah. I was at the away game and we lost 3-1. And it was just awful. And then a 5-hour bus trip home afterwards after losing. Terrible.
Did you fight anybody on the way out after you lost? That's what I would have done.
No.
Just pick a fight. And then get on the bus and drive away.
What if they get in the same bus?
Well, they wouldn't because you're not going to fight your own friends. You're going to fight somebody from the other team and then get on the bus and go home.
But the police were surrounded us, so we weren't allowed close to any of the brand supporters. But we got delayed because the tire of the bus exploded, so we got stuck for an hour.
Oh, shit.
So I just sat there drinking whiskey and being sad.
I think you did send a picture of that. It does sound familiar.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, send pictures from the match. I'd love to see the stadium and stuff. That'd be cool. Well, let's run through the patrons here. Jan, you can start us off at the top since you're number 1, and then Justin, if you want to take him down to the rest of the way, and Tony can take himself. And
thank you to all the patrons. Number 1, Jan the Picker.
Hey, that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Second, we've got Luciana Adrigan, Brian the Topological, Damien Face in the Rock, Nate Fiddle Me This, Shield Anvil Dylan, Calvin He Who Witnessed, Livia the Malazan Potato, Aaron Mott Irregular, Scott the Only, Graceless Passion, Dead Smell, Gestriant, My Own Genesis, Alex the High Mage, Tyler the Great Raven, The Joyful Union,
Tony, the watch.
Steve, Bottle Cags, The Mortal Sam, and John, I'd Kill the Mule.
One of my favorite jokes in the entire series right there.
Oh, you will understand that when it comes. It is so funny.
All right.
It is excellent.
So good.
Which book is that in?
Bone
I
Hunters,
was-
maybe?
It's Bone Hunters, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we have
So we
a,
got probably a solid year.
yeah,
At
we got a
least.
slight detour as we check out Night of Knives after this. Or no. I think
got
it's
Bush
Leaves
Lane.
it's Leaves of Laughter's End and then Night of Knives.
I actually really like Night of Knives.
I don't know, is really good.
I feel like I think it's in chapter 7 of House of Chains where Admiral Nock
How do
gives
you
a
remember
story.
this?
I don't know, dude. Gives a story about the family and all of that. I feel like that is the Night of Knives.
The family is basically explained in the Path to Ascendancy books.
Oh, well, I meant like that story, from what I understand, it's from what I could gather from Admiral Nock is that it was, remember, hard. He tells the story of that night. So I'm assuming that night in Night of Knives will be elaborated on.
We will have to read on and find out, but we will be able to do that after tonight.
Yeah.
So, as to our patrons, yes, thank you guys and ladies very much. It's a ton of fun interacting with all of you, and I really do love like when our chat gets going, and like we're all around the world from each other. Some are closer than others, but I think it's really cool that like everybody's just like friends with each other and just hanging out. And like tonight we've got Jan in Norway, we've got Tony down in South Carolina, and us up in Minnesota, and we're just hanging out. We're gonna talk about the prologue to a new book here, so
Yeah.
it should be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a whirlwind.
It's gonna be something.
Yeah. I guess I can take this little snippet too. It's not really an epigraph, but it's more or less the giving us a sense of timeline. But we've got the first days of the sundering of Emerlon, the Edur invasion, the age of Scanbandari, Blood Eye, the time of the Elder Gods.
Yeah. All right. So section 1 here. And damn, like, just like I've said, every other book, like, these prologues just, like, really ramp up from one book to the next. And I don't feel like this was any exception to that. It was, like, I read this and I was just like, damn,
God
this
damn.
was really
Yeah.
cool. Like, it was gnarly. Like, the prologues have been, like, probably some of my favorite parts of these books as we've gone through them.
And you don't even know how cool it is until you like read more of the books, and then when you go back to it and have more understanding, it's just even cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. Well, we'll get started here. Section 1. Blood rained down from the smoke-filled sky. The last of the sky keeps had fallen from the sky as flames raged from it. As it struck the ground, it tore it up, breaking up as well as sending chunks of rock among the pile of corpses that filled everything the eye could see. The great hive cities had been reduced to nothing more than rubble, and above them the clouds of dust, debris, and bits of bodies swirled, spreading and filling the sky. Among the armies that had been annihilated, the legions of the conquerors had begun to assemble on the plain, where the impact of the falling skykeeps had not gouged into the land. Though reassembling was not easy with all the dead bodies lying around, exhaustion also played a role. There in truth had been 2 armies, allies, though one had fared significantly better than the other. Scavandari's wings were covered in blood as he flew through the clouds. Banking as he descended, he turned his head to view his victorious children. He could see the gray banners of the Edur, and he figured about 18,000 of his kin remained, though there would be plenty of mourning in the tents this night, for the day had begun with over 200,000 Taist Edur marching on the plain. Still, it was enough. The Edur had clashed with the east flank of the Kachane Shamal, and before they attacked, they hit them with waves of sorcery. They had been formed to take a frontal assault, and they were slow to turn and address the attack on the flank, and like a dagger, the Edur drove to the heart. As Scavandari flew closer, he could see scattered black banners of the Taist Andi. 1,000 warriors left, maybe less, though victory was more a dubious claim for their allies. They had fought the Kell Hunters, the elite armies of the 3 matrons. 400,000 Taist Andi against 60,000 Kell. While the additional Edur and Andi attacked the Skykeeps, but they had known they were going to their deaths. But in doing so, their sacrifices were vital for victory. The keeps were unable to help the soldiers below. Though the short tails were few in number, they were ferocious, but enough time had been bought for Scavandari and his other draconian ally to close on the floating fortresses and unleash their warrens, Starvel, Demolane, and Corrald's Emerlon and Ghislaine. Scavandari flew down to where a jumble of bodies lay, where the matron had made a last stand. Corrald Emerlon had laid waste to the defenders. He landed on the reptilian-like bodies and assembled into his Edur form. Skin the color of hammered iron, he wore no smile, and he had a harness with his 2-handed sword, a brace for long knives at the hip, and a cape made from the skin of a matron. He stood tall, a figure covered in droplets of blood as he watched his legions assemble. Officers glanced his way, then began assembling troops. Scavandari faced northwest, and a bone-white dragon burst through the clouds and was probably even bigger than himself when he was in dragon form. This one was also covered in blood, though much of it was his own, as Silchas Ruin had fought alongside his Andy against the Kel Hunters. Silchas landed and assembled into his Andy form. He was a head or more taller than Scavendari, but he was gaunt, his muscles tied like rope under the skin of his body. Silchas Ruin bore many wounds, sword slashes across his body. Most of his upper armor was gone, his twin scabbards empty. He had broken both weapons, despite them both being invested with sorcery. The battle he fought had been a desperate one. Scavendari greeted him, calling Silchas his brother in spirit, his most stalwart of allies. They were victorious. Silchas could only give a silent snarl. Scavendari apologized for his legions coming late to his aid, and his heart would break for the losses. But now they hold the gate to this world. The world itself belongs to them, to plunder and make worthy empires for their people. Silchas looked out on the plain and seeing the surviving Edur had formed a circle around the remaining Andy. Silchas spoke, saying, "Death fouls the air. I can barely draw it to speak." Scavendari said they would be able to make plans later. Silchas continued, "His people were slaughtered, and now he surrounds them, but the protection is far too late." Scavendari said it was symbolic then, and there were other Andy on this world. He only needed to find the first wave. His strength will return, others will come. Andy and Edur, fleeing their defeats. Silchas said the day's victory was a bitter alternative. Scavendari said the Kachan Shamal were all but gone, but they knew this now. They have seen many other dead cities. Morn is all that remains now, and is on a distant continent where even now the short tails rebel. Divided army will fall quickly. Who else in the world has the power to oppose them? Jagat? They're scattered and few. Imus? What can weapons of stone do against iron? Forkril Assail? Seem unwilling to pass judgment on them, and each year there seems to be fewer and fewer of them. With the victory this day, the world lies beneath their feet. They would not suffer the civil wars that plagued Corald Emerlon. Silchas snorted and interrupted him and said it was a rivening by his own hand. Silchas was studying the troops below and did not notice Scavendari's mood change, though it quickly returned to a calm demeanor. He told Silchas it was a new world for them. Ruin said there was a Jagat to the north, a witness to the war, but he did not approach it as he sensed a ritual of Amtos Falak. Scavendari asked if he was afraid of it. Ruin said no, but he fears what he does not know, and there is much to learn from this realm and its ways. Silchas also called Scavendari Blood Eye. This caught Scavendari off guard. He said he could not see it in himself, but it is for the blood that stains his vision. Scavendari said that was rich, coming from him. He continued, saying a Jagat, and as he turned to face Ruin, he found his back to him. Ruin said the Warren of Ice. He asked Blood Eye what he conjured. Scavendari walked up next to Silchas, drew a blade from his boot, sorcery played on the iron, and then he drove it into Silchas's neck. The Andy spasmed and roared, and suddenly the Edur forces turned on the Andy, rushing them to bring the day's final slaughter. Magic wove writhing chains around the Andy as he toppled to the ground. Blood Eye crouched over him and said, "This is the way of brothers. One must rule. Two cannot." Silchas knew this, and as big as this world is, sooner or later there would be a war between the Edur and Andy, and only one will command the gate. Only the Edur shall pass. They will hunt down the Andy that are already here. Who could they champion that would stand against them? They were as good as dead. One people, one ruler. Scavendari straightened as the last Andy were killed below. He told Silchas he was too powerful for him to kill outright, so he would take him to a suitable place where root and earth would hold him. Scavendari returned to his dragon form, picked up Silchas' Ruin, and rose into the sky. The tower was less than 100 leagues to the south. Only its low battered wall showed it was not Jaghut design, but had arisen next to 3 Jaghut towers on its own, in answer to a law unfathomable by God and mortal alike, to await those it would imprison forever, creatures of deadly power, such as Silchus Ruin, the third and last of Mother Dark's 3 children. This was the last of Scavendari's worthy Teist opponents. 3 names. Andarist, who long ago surrendered his power in answer to a grief that would never heal, unknowing that it was Scavendari who delivered that grief. Anamandarist, irate, who broke with his mother and his kind and vanished before he could be dealt with. Vanished and likely never to be seen again. And now Silchus Ruin, who will know eternal imprisonment within the Azath. Blood-Eye was pleased for his people and himself. He would conquer this world, and only the first Andi settlers would challenge this claim. He could think of no one in this realm with the power to challenge him. It did not occur to Scavendari to wonder where the son of Mother Dark had vanished to, but even that was not his biggest mistake. Damn, that was quite an opening to this book.
Mhm.
And these just keep getting better and better with every book.
Oh, for sure. These keep getting still like Dead House Gates is my favorite of these, the 4 that we've completed. And I can't judge this book based off the prologue, but that's still my favorite prologue is Dead House Gates. Just like how wild that one is, but these still keep getting like crazier and crazier. It's like I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, no, the books, they just get better and better.
They do. I've got a few thoughts here. First one, just like the numbers. We find out like the numbers of the armies. So you've got 200,000 Teist Edur. That's what you started with, roughly, right? And he's got about 18,000 left. Well, that's like a 90% casualty rate. And that's horrible. And it makes me think of our state, Justin. Tony, sorry. you're in the South here, but I don't know if you know this, but I don't know if this is anything to really be proud of, I guess, from our point of view, but Minnesota holds the, I guess, record for the highest casualty rate in a military unit back from the Civil War.
That's not something to be proud of.
But it kind of is like messed up as that sounds. They had Minnesota was the first state that supplied troops to the Union in the Civil War. There was, I don't remember which battle it was, if it was Antietam, Bull Run, somewhere along there, but there was a hill that the Confederates were going to take, and the Minnesota First, they were already decimated, right? And whoever was commanding them at that time, I have a book about this, I haven't read it all yet, but he said, we got to charge. They were insanely outnumbered already as it was. And they held off the forces long enough. There's a cannon up on top of this hill. And I guess a lot of historians say, like, if this didn't happen, like, the war would have changed. If the Confederates would have won this battle, the war would have changed. So, like, that means a lot to me as being a Minnesotan. Like, it makes me proud. And a lot of these people that were fighting in this unit didn't even speak English. Like, a lot of them were Norwegian, Jan, or from Scandinavia in that area. And they couldn't speak English, and they're out doing this stuff. Sorry for the tangent, but it's just one of those things that, like, it's kind of random, but I know a little bit about. I don't know a lot on it, but I know a little bit. But yeah, it's just wild.
It was a moderately important war in our history, so I can understand that.
Right.
And a very important result. And sometimes when you have to tolerate a high degree of casualties if the outcome is so important.
Agreed.
Yeah. And I mean, like this, it feels like it's kind of backwards a little bit looking at it now, and that's not even like the crazy part, because you had 400,000 Teist Andi going against 60,000 Kel Hunters, and you've got 1,000 left of them. Like, my God, how, Jesus.
You do not fuck with Kel Hunters.
No. Yeah.
Clearly not, but I also we don't really know too many Teist Andi. We know Andaris, we know Rake. Are they all like they can't all be that powerful because it's like if they were like how do they get their ass kicked that badly against 60? They outnumber them like 7-1.
Rake is an outlier as far as the power scales go. Rake, Silchas, Ruin, Scavendari, those are like the top cream of the crop of all the Teist. The rest of the Teist, the Andy, the Edor, the Leozen, they're a little bit stronger than humans, a little bit taller, a little bit faster, but they're nothing grand on the scale of things.
Sure, which makes sense, but we don't have a whole lot of exposure to that. So like what we know is the couple examples that we have. So it's like, do we wonder, like, are they all like that? Or like you said, are they outliers? You got some extremely powerful, and then you got a lot that are more powerful than humans, but
the ones you've been exposed to, they have been like the ones who have been very skilled.
yes.
Like the assassins in Gardens of the Moon, Rake and all. So the regular grunt Tiste Andy, you haven't really met them at all. All you really know about them is that they are long-lived and that they are prone to ennui or sadness.
Yeah.
Which I suppose happens if you've been alive for like ever, so.
Yeah. But yeah, the Tiste Andy, they're, like Tony said, they're a bit stronger, but they're nothing special. There are only a few of them that are way above other beings.
Which makes sense. I mean, because obviously, like, from the sounds of it, Silchas did quite a bit of damage, but he's only one dude.
But he's soul taken.
Yeah, well, which helps, right? Like, if you can turn into a dragon and fire your magic at everything, like, that's pretty cool. Helps quite a bit. But there's still a lot of other dudes that are just down there with swords hacking away in the trenches.
Yeah, and not all Tiste Andy are soul taken.
Select few.
Yeah, it's a very, very small few. Rake, Ruin, and Andarist being the children of Mother Dark kind of gives them a little bit of a leg up.
Yeah, that probably helps. Let's see here. We get this description of Scavendari. He's got his two-handed sword, a brace for his knives, and then he's got a cape made from the skin of a matron. Like, dude, he's a badass. Like, I feel like it's got to be kind of like prison rules, right? Like, you only get the skin of a matron if you kill it. So he must have killed it and made a cloak out of it. You just don't find that laying around.
He's also a bit of an asshole.
He is, yes. But I'm not saying I like him.
But he basically ambushed his allies. So I wouldn't put it past him to let someone else kill a matron and then he took the skin.
Very true.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. But you still had to plan the sneak attack to do that.
Well, I kind of got the sense that he was a jerk because, he looked down like as he was, veering. Well, not veering, but as he was descending out of the sky, he notices his troops, right? And as you said, right, like 90% loss, but like he almost doesn't seem to care. Barely bats an eye at those numbers, So I'm like, this guy's giving me.
He was willing to accept those losses. But even like, I don't know that we would have caught this on the first time through, but like rereading this now and rereading as I summarize this chapter, but like, where this line says, still it was enough. Like, these are hints that he's going to turn on Silchas and the Andy, which you're probably not picking up the first time through. You might think, it's enough to do whatever. I don't know, but you're probably not thinking. Here. Yeah.
For him, he thinks it's enough to invade, because this is what it is. It's an invasion.
But really, I think like now we know. Okay, well, 18,000 is enough to kill 1,000 Andy.
Yeah, the odds are a little bit more in his favor at that point.
Yeah, and hunt down the ones that aren't there. To your point, Jan. Yes, I would agree.
The other thing, while we were talking about Silchas Ruin here, Derek, I thought it was interesting, and I didn't see you summarize it, but did you catch that he's albino?
Yes. I
Okay.
did not make note of that, but yes, I thought that was kind of weird.
I do too, and not because he's albino, but for the fact that I wonder how, and again, not said in this particular prologue anywhere, but I'm wondering how the Teist Leosin feel about him being purely white, right? And if they like somehow see it as a betrayal of purity or whatever the case is. Yeah. So I'm curious as to where that goes. So I just thought I would bring it up.
No, that's a good point. I don't know. Silchus Ruin might be my favorite name
it's
so far in this series. Yeah, it's sweet. I hope we get more of him somehow, like him getting thrown in the Azath. I hope that's not the end of it.
No.
It could be.
No.
But I hope it's not.
Yeah, that's a question that I'll bring up in my section. But I mean, I guess Tony or Don, do you perchance know if Erickson's ever give an elaborate answer as to how he comes up with his names?
I don't think I've ever heard in any of his interviews where he stated like what the bases are for the names that he makes up.
I just, I don't want to ask repetitive questions. So I just wanted to gauge that first. So appreciate that.
He's talked about it a few times, but sometimes it's just like he'll just like try to think of a few names and that fits. I can use that.
That's kind of like making a new character in World of Warcraft or something and spending an hour on the screen trying to come up with a cool name.
Yeah. I just, I always wonder, especially when, Erickson is coming on, if like, how many questions has he answered already? Like, how many of the questions that we're proposing has he already answered? So I just try to think of things that, yeah.
And with his history in archaeology and stuff like that, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the names that they come with have archaeological, historical based foundations for them. Like some sort of past dead language, names of cities, stuff like that. I'm not saying that is the case. I wouldn't be shocked if that were the case.
Yeah, I could see that too, for sure. Jan, what were you going to say?
Yeah, no, most of the questions he's been asked quite repeatedly. I've seen quite a few interviews, and there tend to be some questions that are repeated.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't watch them because I don't want, one, to spoil anything, and two, because I don't want anything spoiled. So maybe just one. But
yeah, he does tend to spoil.
He's been pretty good with us the 2 times we talked to him, and I'll give you guys a little tease here, but Justin threw something at him that he had never thought of before, which was really cool. And Justin was kind of on the fence about asking this question. I'm like, no, dude, you got to do it. And he did. And he seemed kind of caught off guard, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. So you guys will see that when I release that interview.
Which is still probably a few weeks out yet, but
yeah.
Looking forward to it.
And then I asked him when I feel like he was kind of annoyed by it, but
yeah, I'm sure that he's probably talked about Bidethal to death. So yeah.
Yeah, there are a few subjects that are repeated. Yeah.
Such an awful character, though. I can understand why people want to ask him about that.
Yeah,
I was so happy when he died.
Yeah, especially the way that he died. It was great. Pure cinema.
yeah. Yes.
I think what's funny is like I feel like Derek in I think it was when Bidethal does what he does to fellows and younger. Derek was just like, I'll be fucking like eats a dick or something along those lines. So it was
Yep.
Cathartic.
Mm-hmm. All right, anyway.
You had a thought here, Justin.
Yeah, the Skembadari apologized for his legions coming late to the Tistandi's aid, and his heart would break for the losses. One, I don't really believe that, and two, I almost kind of feel like that was strategic or purposeful based on events that happened later on.
Yeah, no, that was planned.
Yeah.
It feels like an empty apology. Like,
100%. Guy's just a dick.
yeah.
I love it.
The battle ended with the Tisti Andy surrounded by the Tisti Ender. I was like, just by happenstance.
Mhm.
Right. Which kind of leads into my point here. Like, does he really, does Silchus really see his people being surrounded as protection? Or does he I wonder if he kind of understands what's about to happen and he's just, what can you do, right? Like, he's just going along with it because he doesn't really have any choice. Like, I feel like I wonder, does he see the betrayal coming or
Oh,
not?
yeah. When he says death fouls the air, that's kind of where you recognize, like, oh, yep, Silchus is on. He's on to whatever I don't even know how to say his name. Scandandari was up to. Yeah.
My stupid computer auto-corrected his name here a number of times, it looked like. So,
Wow.
some other word, I don't know.
You should change your name to Scandandaric.
No, I've got an idea for something already here, but I'm going to keep that under wraps for now.
Okay, all right. Okay.
I think that was all the points I had in that first section. Or did I have one more, maybe? Yeah.
We kind of talked about that already.
Yeah, just how he's a jerk.
There's still a few things to go through.
Sure. Bring him up.
All right. What do you think it means when they talk about the gate?
I interpret it as the gate to this realm.
Which means?
They came from somewhere else.
Right. They're not from this, which...
Wherever the stupid jade statues come flying around in space from, probably.
It made me think of the section in House of Chains where Lorik meets the memory of his father, or Raraku's memory of his father. And they talk about how the Kel Hunters are not from here. So basically, it kind of seems like what I'm getting from this and what I'm taking from that is the Kel Hunters are not from there. I don't think the Daragoth was said that they're from there. And now we've got the Edur and the Andi fighting them, which makes it kind of seem like it's a, whose dick is bigger contest type thing. They're fighting to take control of this land.
And that's why I said they're basically invading a new world.
Yeah. It's just cool how like that happens without saying it like that,
Is this prologue? Is this what's featured on the cover for the Broken Binding edition of this book?
Didn't even look. I'm gonna go look now.
I can't remember what's on the.
It's a whirlwind.
Oh no! That's something else.
Ooh,
Yeah.
who's wrong? Justin, suck it.
Was it the orange one?
Because there's like a big dragon on the front of it.
I'm seeing a different cover then. What the heck?
Broken Binding cover of Midnight Tides.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that I'm looking at is like orange with a whirlwind of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's way out in the book.
But they revised it though, I thought. Okay.
Now I know exactly what that scene is in, and it's far out in the book.
Oh,
Gotcha.
You're talking about the one with the dragon on it?
Yeah.
Okay, I see that one now. No, that one is not this scene.
Damn it. All
Oh,
right.
the front end paper.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really interested because like this whole like light dark shadow thing has gotten me. Like I think about it all day, every day, and like I'm really excited to read this book. We'll see what happens.
I'm excited for y'all to read this book.
I'm excited too.
One of the things that I was like really cool, even just in like my first time reading the prologue, was just at the very beginning, just the blood raining down in like a smoke-filled sky, and then it said the sky keeps had fallen, and I'm like, this must be the Kachin Chamal. They're fighting the Kachin Chamal. I don't even know who's fighting who, but it's got to be the Kachin Chamal. That was kind of cool. How like, past books kind of help visualize.
Yeah, sorry. The end paper with the dragon and the sky keeps exploding. That's from this scene. But the cover of the Midnight Tides is another scene.
Okay. I'll take partial credit. That is fine. Looks like I do have one last thought on this section, which we can get to unless you guys have anything else we want to talk about first.
Yeah, there's one thing that appears here that you haven't mentioned, which you haven't met before.
Which is what?
Short tails.
We've met them before.
Or we've heard of them.
Right?
In Memories of Ice, they talked about short tails very shortly.
Very short.
Yeah, we didn't get much on them. No.
No, we just know that they're like a different type of like hell.
All right. And there's a talk of rebellion.
Yes.
Can't remember if that rift has been discussed in previous books or not.
I feel like in Memories of Ice, they did talk about the short tails and something about not going along with whatever.
Yeah, we knew they didn't get along, but I guess I don't think we knew how, because this says they're pretty nasty, pretty vicious. I don't think we really knew that about them.
Yeah, I know Morn gets brought up, and I'm like, I know what it is, but I'm not sure what that means here.
And they're also the ones flying the sky keeps.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I know at one point I wondered, I don't remember exactly what was going on, but I felt like there must have been like a third variant of them as well for some reason.
I guess what I was always curious about in Memories of Ice, and I don't know why I never asked it, but are the Kel Hunters, the K'chain Chamal in Memories of Ice, are they like undead, or they look the same as they do here?
They are undead.
So these are like not undead Kel Hunters.
Yep.
Oh shit, I guess I didn't think about that. I just assumed they were undead.
But also, like, as we'll probably talk about in the next section, I do have some questions about that. Thoughts, I guess.
Just questions are not allowed. Jan isn't the only one who's a little bit buzzed tonight, so
It's so funny. It's so funny for me because I've been recently reading Fall of Light from the Carcanos trilogy, which is all about the civil war
between the Andi and the Edor.
The Tisti and the Leusen and the Edor.
in maybe like a decade we'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that'll be towards the end of our journey here. But yeah.
Hopefully not that long.
Who knows?
We'll get there when we get there.
Right. Not worried about it.
My last thought on this opening section, Scavendari, him not wondering where Rake could be, basically, was like, that wasn't even his biggest mistake. And so I'm wondering, like, what do you think, Justin? Do you think this is saying that he should have just outright killed Silchus? Like that leaving him alive, even though he's in the Azath, is a mistake?
Yes. Because it's very weird that they talk about the Jaghut, which will be introduced in the second section. It's kind of a little juxtaposed to me because, you know, they have this interaction, right? There's some disdain. And then they're like, oh, by the way, there's this Jaghut watching us, you know? And then they just go back to like feuding, you know, or getting stabbed in the back or in the neck, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that what happens in this next section is the bigger mistake.
Not confronting the Jaghut?
Not doing anything about the Jaghut, yes.
Okay, I did not think of that. So interesting. All right.
He's also very presumptuous. It's like no one can oppose us. Like the Jaghut are nothing.
Right.
we
Amass
know
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, we know they can fuck people up, and it's just like, oh no, we'll deal with them easily. There's nothing that can oppose us.
Yeah, everyone underestimates all the poor little basic humans.
Yeah, he does have a bit of an ego, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
That's all I've got, Justin. So,
all right. Well, if y'all are ready, I'll take my last section here.
You don't get to say that very often. You're
No,
one
I
and
don't.
only.
No, but after reading the first chapter, I'm gonna
Oh,
have
you
a
read
lot
the
of
first
summary.
chapter?
Yep, I read it.
Okay.
So, because you said it was cool.
Yeah, no, it was. I had been busy enough. I haven't gotten to it. I thought about it, but yeah, no, all good. You got quite a
Yeah.
bit to summarize.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think my first
Okay.
section's like 15 pages or
Holy
something
fuck!
like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
All right,
So-
I'm glad it's you and not me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna laugh it. I'm gonna laugh it up.
I say, fuck you, Van Wilder. I'm just kidding. All right. Okay. Anyway, section 2. On a glacial berm to the north, the lone Jaghut began weaving Omatos Falak. He had watched the devastation by the two soul-taken dragons and their armies. He spared little sympathy for the Kachange Mal. They were dying out for a variety of reasons, none of which he cared for too much. He felt the betrayal when it arrived and the distant spilling of ascendant blood. The two dragons were now one. He thought that this was typical. A bit later, between the weavings of his sorcery, he felt someone's presence from behind. An elder god came to answer the rift torn between realms, which was to be expected. Which god was it, though? Cruel? Draconis? The sister of cold nights? Osirk? Kilimandaros? Sechel Loth? Despite his indifference, he turned around to see who approached. He thought it interesting that it was Mael, elder lord of the seas, that approached. He saw in Mael's amber eyes nothing but rage. Mael called out to Gothos and asked what ritual he invoked. Gothos replied that the two soul-taken Eliant had made a mess and he was going to clean it up. Mael snorted and said that Gothos would use ice, as Jaghuts always did. Gothos quipped back and asked Mael how he would do it. With a flood, as the Elder God always did? The Elder God faced south and explained that he needed help, and even now, Kilimandaros approached from the other side of the rent. Gothos said that there was only one soul taken left, and it appeared that he had struck down his companion and now delivers him to the crowded yard of the Azath Tower. Mael said that this was a premature move, as does the soul taken Eliant think that the Kachange Mal were the only enemies they had in this realm. Gothos said that this was likely. Mael was silent for a time and then sighed and explained that with Gothos' ice, to not destroy the mess, but rather to preserve it. Gothos asked why, to which Mael answered that he had his reasons. The Jaghut wondered at what those reasons would be. The Elder God shot him a dark look and explained that in the seas, time is unveiled. In the depths rides antiquity, and in the shallows, the future. Seal this devastation in ice and freeze time itself. If Gothos is to perform this, the Elder God would be in his debt, to which Gothos could one day find useful. Gothos nodded and said that one day he might just do that. He tells Mael to go to Kilimandaros, swat down this Tist Eliant and scatter his people, and do it quickly. Mael asks why. Gothos said that it was because he sensed an awakening, but not as distant as it would seem. Mael guessed that it was Animander Rake, but this was anticipated. Osirk moves to stand in his path. Gothos smiled, revealing his tusks, and asked, again? The Elder God couldn't help but grin in answer. Even though they were both smiling, there was no humor on the glacial berm. Short section, but really, really cool when you dive into it. And so my first thought is when they're talking about, or when Gothos is saying the two dragons were now one. And I find this interesting to me because in House of Chains, he talked a lot about, the caster and the castee. Well, not a lot, but a little bit. And, what does it actually mean when they become one? Is it because Shadow killed Dark? Was Ruin the caster of Blood Eye? And now, was Blood Eye the caster? Was Ruin the caster of Blood Eye? And now that the caster is dead, the Shadow exists unbound?
I just thought, when I read it, I just thought they became one because basically just picked them up.
Oh, okay. So it's more like a semantic thing. Got
No,
it. Okay.
just you're going way too deep.
Wow. All right.
Sorry.
Cool.
I
Sorry.
dig it.
No. It's all good. It answers my question. Okay. All right. Next thought. So
Jan's gonna hack out a lung here tonight.
Oh,
Sorry.
shit. So Kilimandaros and Setchel and I was just like, oh, new ones, right? I can't say that I've heard these before. Maybe Kilimandaros seems familiar, but it was probably a very brief conversation or passage or saying. But I could be wrong on that. So I just
I
thought that was
agree.
cool.
Yeah, I don't
Or
remember
just-
that name coming up really.
Oh, just wait till you get to know that bitch.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
She is that.
Damn.
Lord.
I love her name though.
It makes me
Oh,
think
yeah.
of a Komodo dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this small moment of humor here because Mayal kind of makes a quip at Gothos solving problems with ice. And Gothos was like, well, I mean, you use floods to solve problems, and that seems to be your MO. And I chuckled at this part and thought I would make light of it, bring it up.
I enjoy that as well.
I was like, yeah, what are you going to do? You're going to use ice as always? Oh, what would you do? You'd just flood the place as always. What the fuck?
Exactly. That's exactly how I imagined it in my mind. Yeah, so that was good stuff. And then this Azath Tower stuff. And again, it just brings me back to House of Chains in the memory of Raraku, where Lorik finds his dad. But, Osric takes Lorik to some snowy area to a tower. And I'm almost kind of wondering if this is the same one.
I don't know. I didn't think about that.
I hear crickets.
I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time since I've read through these.
I know the answer,
Okay.
but yeah, no, it's not.
Oh, okay. Wow. Is it because the Azath towers are like one where they just
No, but you haven't met or seen all the Azath yet.
no? I think
There
we
are
still
a handful
only
of
this
them.
is the third one we know.
Because
Right?
we had the Finnest and Gardens of the Moon.
Maybe one in Deadhouse Gates in the desert.
Yep. Tremolor.
You got Tremolo, you got Deadhouse Gates in Malazan, you got the one in Durujisan.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones I think you should have seen so far, but there are more.
Why couldn't they just centrally locate this and have everybody in one? Why is there multiple?
Well,
Because
in the
bad,
Azath
evil
houses.
entities aren't in one place. They're all over the place.
Bring them to one. That's what jails and prisons are for.
But there's not one jail or prison in central location.
But
It's
there could
like,
be,
okay.
and you know what? You could make it like a gladiator thing. Just make them fight to the death.
I know you in America like these like mega jails, huge fucking jails, or just send everybody to one place. But in most other places, they have them a bit more spread out.
I'm very indifferent because I'm not going to one, so I don't really care whether they're big or small. But
Next time on D&J's Epic Quest. Oh,
we go
sorry.
to prison.
We go to prison. What is our crime? Find out next episode. Also, I know we talked about this a little bit, but Mael said to Gothos that it was a premature move to bring Silchus Ruin to the Azath Tower because did they only think that the Conchage Mal were the only enemies they had in this realm, or the only resistance? And it kind of seems to me that Mael thinks that Blood Eye may have overestimated the resistance in this realm, which we touched on in the last section. My last thought kind of plays into what we were talking about at the end of your section, Derek, and sealed its devastation in the ice and freeze time itself. So Mayal gives this really cool kind of interpretation of time in the seas, where the deeper you go is more equal to antiquity and ancient and layers, right? And the shallows are the future. And so he wants Gothos to essentially not clean it up, but to freeze time itself. And outside of the Azath Tower and the people in the yard, I'm not sure what this accomplishes because everyone else on the field of battle is dead. Unless it really is meant to include the Azath Yard and seal time from the players that it's keeping hostage, which is what I think is Blood Eye's biggest mistake.
Run that back again for me.
Gothos, instead of cleaning up, using Omatos Falak to clean up, right, is going to essentially freeze time, right? So if that
Right.
includes the Azath Tower or the yard where Blood Eye put Silchus, that means that the way Silchus is now is how he would be if he were thought out. No matter how many, right? Like the Azath doesn't have the ability to take his power or, drain him even more. I'm not exactly sure what the Azath does and doesn't do, but that's, I guess, my initial interpretation of them based on the very small piece of information we get when.
Yeah, they don't drain powers, but they just contain powers.
So then I guess what's the point of freezing time?
Preserve it.
I didn't really think they aged in the Azath as it was.
But one of the things to remember about giant battles like this and all the energy that's unleashed in this world is that destruction stays there. It doesn't just go away. So all that residual energy, all that stuff, it's going to be there and it's going to corrupt and it's going to spread. Just like the rent at Morn. It's just a constant living scar on the land. There's nothing they can do about it. So I think freezing the battlefield is what's going to prevent all that devastation, all that magical energy that was unleashed from going out and destroying or corrupting more of the world.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That's
okay.
Good insight.
That makes sense.
I don't know if it makes sense, but I think it's a good explanation.
But yeah, those were my thoughts about that section. It was kind of cool to see Gothos outside of.
Yeah. I guess, Tony, yeah, it does I think it makes a little bit of sense in the way you explain things there. So I think that helps.
And you get to meet Maul, one of the coolest gods.
Yes, he is.
He is indeed.
I was wondering when he would come up because I know that in Memories of Ice they talked about him briefly. So
yeah, I think the names come up a little bit, but we
Yeah.
haven't had a ton on it.
Yeah, and you get to hear about Kilomandaros and sexual lust for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So there's more elder gods out there.
Yeah, I'm wondering what their relationship is and exploring more of that. So
All right. Well, we're ready to. Only 3 sections in this in this prologue here. So
take it home.
all right. We start off 1159, year of burned sleep, year of the white veins in the ebony, 3 years before the Letheri 7th closure. He woke up with a belly full of salt, naked and half buried in the sand. Seagulls called overhead. He had cramps in his belly as he turned over. There were more bodies now he saw on the beach and other wreckage. Crabs in the thousands scuttled over everything. He made his way onto his hands and knees and then puked while a headache pounded away bad enough that he was nearly half blind. After some time, he was able to sit up and look around. There was a shore where there should be no shore, and the night before, mountains rose up from the ocean, the largest of them coming up right below the Mekro city, breaking it up as if it were a raft. Mekro's histories had never seen anything like this. Sudden and nearly absolute destruction of a city that held more than 20,000 people. It was still unbelievable to him, but he knew none of it was imaginary. He had survived this, somehow. The sun was warm, but not overly hot, and the sky was milky white instead of blue. The seagulls were gone and replaced with some reptilian creatures. He was able to get to his feet, and thirst hit him like a ton of bricks. The creatures flying above changed their pitch, and he looked inland. 3 creatures appeared. They were about up to his hip. He recalled that they were Baccaral, but these ones seemed different, bigger and with more muscle. They came right for him. He looked around for something to use as a weapon and found a piece of driftwood, and he waited for them to get closer. They stopped just before him, and the middle one gestured to him to follow. There was no doubting the meaning of the all-too-human beckoning. He looked around once more at the beach, the crabs eating, the sky, and then followed the creatures. They made their way through some strange grass, long, tubular triangles with razor-sharp edges, as he found out when his leg was all cut up. In the distance, there was a singular tent. The Baccaral took him towards it. As they got closer, he could see smoke coming out the top and the front door flap. The Baccaral motioned him to go inside. In the low light was a shrouded figure wearing a hood to disguise himself. Next to the entrance was a crystal bottle, some dried fruit, and bread. The figure spoke in a raspy tone in the Mekros language and said that the bottle had spring water. He asked him to take some time to recover from his ordeal. After drinking the water, he reached for the bread. While eating, he thanked the man for the food and drink and said the smoke makes him swim before his eyes. He coughed, though it could not have been mistaken for laughter. Or it could have been mistaken for laughter. The man said it was better than drowning, surely. He said he would not keep him long. He asked if he was Withal, the sword maker. Withal said that was correct. He was from the third Mekro city, which no longer exists. The man said it was a tragic event, and that Withal was the lone survivor thanks to the man's own effort, though it did take a lot for him to intervene. Withal asked what this place was. The man said it was nothing, in the heart of nothing, a fragment prone to wander. He gives it what life he can imagine, made up from his memories of home. His strength is returning, but the agony of his broken body does not let up. Withal asked who he was. He said he was a fallen god who needs his skills. The god has prepared for Withal's coming, a place to stay, clothing, a forge, everything he would need, and 3 devoted servants he had already met. Withal asked if he meant the Baccarala. The fallen god said that's not what they were, though they may have once been. These were Nox. They were named Rind, Maps, and Pool. They are a Jaghut fashioning and capable of learning whatever he needs them to. Withal stood up and thanked the fallen god for his hospitality and said he would like to return to his world. The fallen god interrupted him, saying he did not understand. He would do as he commanded, or he would wish for death. He now owns him. He was the slave, and the fallen one was the owner. The Mekros had slaves, didn't they? So he should understand this. However, once he completes his task, he will be free to go. Withal still held his driftwood club and considered. The fallen god laughed, coughed, and then laughed some more, telling Withal not to do anything untoward. He had plucked him from the sea for this very purpose. Had he lost all his honor? Oblige him, or he would regret his wrath. Withal asked what he needed him to do. The fallen god said that was better, and he wanted him to do what he does best, make a sword. Withal grunted, saying, that was all? The figure leaned closer and said, what he had in mind is a very particular sword. Justin, I feel like you would probably think this was kind of an interesting section.
Oh, I definitely did.
With like this talk about the fragments of the war and wandering and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that is?
I think it's a hold.
Which one?
I don't know. One that he commandeered.
Okay. Well, a few thoughts here. My first one, just right at the top here, 1159. Isn't it the same year where Gardens took off at?
The Gardens prologue was 1154. Chapter 1 started 1161.
Okay.
So right around
in
that
the
time. Yeah,
wheelhouse
within
now.
a couple years there.
Gotcha. Okay. 1159 sounded familiar, but I didn't go back and look in the books or anything to see when exactly. And Tony, that's like some Justin level knowledge there, just pulling that out. Like Justin just pulling out chapter 22 of Memories of Ice. Something happened. He knows what happened, but I don't.
That's impressive. I never bothered to remember the years.
A lot of the events is like, oh, this has to be taking place over like 5-6 years. Like this is a whole lot going on. And then you look at the dates on them, you're like, yeah, this is like 6 months. This might have been a year. So I had to go back and read a lot of these years and times for stuff just to get an idea of how long stuff is transpiring.
Sure.
Yeah, it's very compressed, but I feel like the books do a good job of like using Gardens of the Moon as like a landmark.
You know, a lot of fantasy books are really bad about putting time into perspective for stuff going on. Game of Thrones, notorious for it. It's like, oh, they made it from the Wall to King's Landing in 2 days. It's like, that's 500 miles. You're not doing that on a horse. It's just not happening.
Yeah, but you know what? I really wish I could read A Storm of Swords for the first time again, because that was a badass book.
Such a good series.
I haven't read it.
I can understand why people might not like it, but man, I was also like, I probably should not have read that when I did. I was a freshman in high school when I started reading that. And now my kid's a junior, and I'm like, there's no way I would let you read that.
They have Snapchat. It's fine.
Yeah, there's probably a lot more. You just don't want to know.
Do you think we'll ever get an end to those books?
Not from George Martin.
And it's been such a long time now. If ever the last one was released, I'd have to go back and reread everything again.
Yep.
Yeah, I've read the first 3 a couple times, and I've read 4 and 5 once. But
yeah, I don't think Martin's going to be able to do the last 2. Just don't see that in.
I'm hoping maybe we get the next one, but yeah, I don't know that he's going to finish it.
Do you think they'll do a Robert Jordan thing where they'll have another author come in and finish it?
Yeah,
No.
they're just getting Brandon Sanderson.
I was actually just having a conversation on Facebook yesterday about this very topic. People were asking,
George Martin said he doesn't want that.
who would be your ideal author to pick up and finish the series if Martin dies?
Erickson.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard
think that he could do
Abercrombie
it.
is another one.
Never read Abercrombie, but from what I've heard, I could see that happening.
I haven't either, not yet.
I just finished The Devils 2 days ago. His latest book. Fucking excellent.
Really? Okay, good. Good.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I've read his other books, like the First Law series, all the other books, like 2 times over. Yeah, just great stuff.
I have to pick them up then. Currently taking a break from the serious hardcore reading and going through a very fun lit RPG series right now on audiobook.
Are you doing Dungeon Crawler, Carl?
No, I did that a couple months ago, finished all that. Now it's He Who Fights with Monsters.
No. Not heard
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's entertaining.
I feel like
I
the
feel
way
like we
that
totally
I read.
derailed here.
Oh no, you're fine. This
It's all
happens
good.
all the time.
If you didn't notice when you listened to us ramble.
Yeah, I don't know if you watch the unedited versions, Tony, or if you listen to the more produced version. But yeah, we get derailed quite a bit.
I usually listen, but now I want to go back and watch.
yeah. I like the behind the scenes versions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're a little bit more like this, the actual recording. Whereas, like, I'll remove. Sometimes I'll remove like conversations at the beginning that I'm like, people who don't have Patreon don't want to listen to this, so I'm just gonna cut this out.
It's more unvarnished.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly,
Yeah.
for sure.
I like the way that sounds.
Lots of ums and ers, and you know what I mean.
Parts
So-
and
Yeah,
piss break. I have watched so many of your piss breaks.
hey, you gotta go.
It's like you're in the bathroom with us, Justin. Yeah.
Hey, look, some of these chapters are really long. You're not going to make it through all of them on
They
and no
are.
piss breaks.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. I'll try to tone down the pee breaks, Jan. I'll
No,
just
it's okay,
hook up
it's
some
okay.
tube underneath my desk here, and I'll just go right here.
You kick up a catheter.
Yeah.
Put on some waiting music while you're doing it.
If you all ever decide to do this with the Wheel of Time, I pity you for getting to the final battle.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
No, but we've already talked about that. There's this one chapter that they're going to have to do an entire festival for.
Oh, 100%.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Please.
it's in the Bone Hunters, Justin.
Oh, damn it. Is this like 150 pager or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one that I'm thinking of. My lord, what a ride that is.
I'm gonna
Chapter
go with it's
7.
probably near the end.
No, I think it's like chapter 6 or 7.
Yeah, 7.
7.
Fuck.
Justin, hear me out. We did the live stream. You didn't have to edit anything.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to edit that one.
Not if we live stream it.
But what was the other episode that we did that was like almost, it was just shy of 6 hours?
No, it was almost 10 hours. It was the end of Memories of Ice.
It was, yeah, I'm not talking about the live stream. There was another episode that we did. That
Yeah,
was
you
like-
split it up into 2.
Yeah,
three
Oh,
and a half
we probably
hours.
did record twice, yeah. But you
Yeah.
released it as one.
Yeah, Spotify wouldn't take it that long, so I just cut it up.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah. How do you, was it? It was Memories of Ice, wasn't it?
There's a few in Memories of Ice that are really, really long. There's also a couple in The Crippled God that are absurdly long, chapters 23 and 24. You're going
Right.
to be doing the same
No.
thing.
No, but the episodes, not the chapters in the books, but there was one chapter that they ended up doing 6 hours on.
Let's see. I'm looking back here.
I suppose I could just podcast.
House of Chains, 3 hours.
It's definitely Memories of Ice.
I'm scrolling back here. House of Chains, 3 hours. House of Chains, 4 hours.
You used a bit of time on this.
Oh, it was chapter
25.
chapter 5 of Memories of Ice.
How
Why
long
was
was
that
chapter
one?
25?
Chapter
9.
25
Almost
was-
10.
Almost 10 hours.
Okay, I thought so.
Oh,
That was
episode
the live
chapter
stream.
5 was 4 hours 52 minutes.
So actually, 2-3 hours per chapter is keeping it short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. I feel like we average about an hour and 45 minutes to about 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's where I see like the bulk of our episodes lie, but yeah.
My wife is like, I don't know how you can talk about one chapter for that long. It doesn't make sense to her. She can't listen to anything for that long.
Just got to see how big the chapters are. There's a whole lot to unpack in some of these.
Mm-hmm.
There is.
Yeah, which I think is cool about the way that we're doing this. Is that you get that detail. So
How long have we used on this prologue?
I feel like we got all together at like 7, right?
No,
think
but
so.
this
How long have we
prologue
been
now.
recording? Yeah, how long have we been
think
recording now?
About an hour and a half.
Probably a lot longer than it would have been if it was just Justin and I.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
It-
We like
it's
this.
great. Yeah.
We've got a rep to protect, right?
And this is a pretty short prologue, too.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
3 sections to it.
But when I read it, like, yeah, we've done the prologue and chapter 1 together. I know we did on Memories of Ice.
And House of Chains.
Did we on House of... Oh, yeah, because we had the Horse Frog fellas on for
Yeah.
that. But
Mhm,
this, I felt like there was enough here, like, we could probably spend some time on it.
for sure. I would agree.
And-
It would have made this first episode extremely long because the first
Chapter 1 looked
chapter,
like there was quite a bit.
yeah. And there'll be quite a bit to talk about in the first chapter of Midnight Tides.
Well, I'll probably read it tomorrow.
There was one thing we jumped a bit over.
Yeah.
Gothos noticed the spilling of ascendant blood,
Mm-hmm.
which means whose blood was spilled?
Well, he stabbed Silchus. Well, Gothos didn't, but Scavendari did.
Yeah, which means he's an ascendant.
Mm-hmm. Which would explain his powers, right?
I guess being a
his
soul taken doesn't necessarily mean you're an ascendant, though, right?
No,
Him being
he's
Iliant is a big boon. But yeah, him also being Ascendant is why Scavendari couldn't actually kill him.
Does this being an ascendant, does that mean that you have passed away once already?
no. there's you have gods and you have ascendants.
Mm-hmm.
It's like gods, they're powerful beings, and sometimes they depend upon having worshippers. Like Krull is declining because he doesn't have his worshippers. But ascendants, they are powerful beings because of who they are and the deeds they do. They don't necessarily need worshippers. But just being a soul taken doesn't mean you become an ascendant. Stormy and Gessler are on their way to becoming ascendants, and they're not soul taken.
Or not yet.
Beltane was nearly there too. Here we
Mhm.
are.
Mm.
Those jerks.
And that's one book that I wish I could go back and read for the first time again.
What, Dead
Yeah.
House?
Yeah.
Man, that one's gonna be super hard to top for me. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like,
That was the one that struck me the hardest on my read through. Just had the biggest emotional gut punch those last few chapters.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just wait. There's one coming up in the one after Bone Hunters.
Reaper's
Reaper
Scale.
Scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one death in that is just, oh my god. You just mentioned this person's name in a Malazan chat group and everyone's just crying.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, shit.
Oh, damn, I can't wait.
Ugh. We're going to be sobbing, aren't we? We're going to be blubbering.
You probably
idiots.
are. And it's okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I want to be hurt.
Well, you're reading the right series.
Yes,
Yeah,
we have
yeah,
seen
we
that
are.
hurt. A little bit, at least.
Yeah.
Derek, what else you got for us?
Yeah, we'll get back on track here a little bit.
I feel a pee
Uh,
break coming on.
Withal finds out that he is the lone survivor, and I just think, damn, that dude's got to have a lot of survivor's guilt hanging about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like 20,000 people just gone, and you're here to make a sword. Like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's one thing that this prologue has in spades is a lot of death and very, very few survivors.
Yeah.
But it's like, I guess death you don't really see directly. It's just kind of numbers, which I'm not saying that that's like better by any means, but it's not quite so personable. So maybe it's a little easier to swallow. You're like, oh yeah, that's a big number, but I didn't really know who any of those people were.
Mhm.
But it's
Yeah.
also the death of an entire city.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just 20,000, it's an entire city and all its inhabitants that are gone. But I have a question. Do you think that the crippled god did what he could just to save Withal? Or did he have something to do with what happened to the Mecro City?
I don't know, because I was really wondering if this was the crippled god, and like from the descriptions, I kind of thought it was. But then he's talking about making a sword, and I was like, well, what sword is he making? Like the one big sword we know is the one Draconis made, Dragniper. So it must not be that sword. It must be
No.
one we don't know about yet.
There's
So
a few
I'm
really special swords in the series that you're going to come across.
I'm super interested to find out what this sword is then, because that was like one of my points. But I felt like this had to be the crippled god based on the descriptions, but it leaves it ambiguous enough where I wasn't completely 100% certain. But Jan, I guess you kind of confirmed that it is.
We don't know anything about Withal outside of his name and that he makes swords. So is he Andi?
Or is he
Right,
just
Macros.
a dude?
Macros. Yeah.
Macros. Okay, but I feel like
But
even
those
still,
aren't like humans.
Yeah,
They
they
are
are humans.
They're
Okay.
seafaring people.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, we get a few, floating Macro cities in Memories of Ice, but like they really don't. I mean, this is the second time we're being introduced, and even the first time was just like, yep, this is it. Cool.
There is no people on the city. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was in Memories of Ice. They encountered the empty Macro City. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
So yeah, I think that hopefully some more information will come to us of the Macros, but I guess that was my big confusion is like, okay, well, is he Andi? Is he Yidur? But he's just a human sword maker.
A really good sword maker. Yeah.
A very good sword maker.
Hmm.
So I'm excited to see what the sword is. Is it going to be something that can answer Dragnipper in a sense?
I just thought of something. The empty macro city that was in Memories of Ice could have been Withel's macro city.
Yeah, this is frozen in ice right there in the bay.
But it said like the mountain came up from below it, basically. So it wasn't like shattered.
It probably shattered or just
Or
straight
took
up
some
frozen.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine it's not like a whole city, but it's fragments.
Gotcha.
I mean, I guess to answer your question, Jan, I wouldn't put it past the crippled god to do this. But from what I understand, it was a mountain of ice that came up, right? Which tells me Jacob. But we also know that Gethel, in Memories of Ice, at one point in time was working with the crippled god. So it's possible he had somebody do it for him and is strategic. So, like, I guess I don't really know how to answer your question.
Or he's just
Because-
got a wide range of talents that he could call upon.
Wouldn't
Right.
put it past him, but I feel like there are easier ways to ask somebody to make you to make a sword. Ask someone to make you a sword.
Let me just destroy your civilization first and enslave you. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, the crippled god, I wouldn't say isn't opportunistic. So I would imagine that, witnessing this devastation, he's like, yeah, I need a sword, so I'm going to save his ass. Lord it over him, right?
I have a question.
Yes.
Justin, you're not going to be able to answer this.
Fair enough. I'm out.
Is Silchus Ruin, is that the guy who's on the cover of Reaper's Gale?
No.
On the Broken Binding cover?
We don't know that cover yet.
No,
Like
that hasn't been
the
released.
trade paperback
You mean the mass market?
or mass market. Yeah.
No, that is not Silchus.
You don't think so? Why?
If it's the one that I'm looking at with him standing in front of a cart.
No, it's the dude like sitting on a chair.
Oh, no, it's not.
No?
No.
I mean, purely based on
That dude.
no.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
No.
What do you know
Okay.
just about that art that doesn't match the description of Silchus?
Well, I know they said it was albino, but
Yeah, white hair,
No.
white skin.
But what else?
he's got like fucking pennies per skin.
There you go. Yeah, I didn't see anything that said Silchus had pennies all over him.
Not yet.
Justin?
What?
No, sorry, Derek. You will feel stupid for asking that question.
Do you want to take a pie on it, Derek?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah, take a pie.
it.
Should we bet a pie? Oh, it's the Otaterral Dragon. That's who it is.
Damn right it is. Yeah, that's exactly it.
That is a read on and find out.
All right. Well, I guess you could answer my question, Justin.
Sorry, I didn't know what your question was, so I just
Right,
said I
well,
was
yeah.
out. But then you
I
asked
know,
it, and
I
I'm
know.
like,
No, that's fine. Well, so we are down the prologue. Justin's read chapter 1. I'll probably read it tomorrow. What do we have in store in this book? Without spoiling things, what kind of roller coaster are we in for?
Lots
Well-
of comedy.
okay, as always, right? Like
Yep.
some good humor.
The best of the humor, in my opinion. Fantastic duo.
Some of the funny shit so
Yeah.
far.
Well, that's good.
Out
See how
of,
these
out
guys
of like
react.
all the books, or just out of the ones we've read so far?
Out of all the books.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
no, it's there is some really heart wrenching shit as well, but no, there's also a huge amount of comedy.
Okay. I would say is at the end of House of Chains in the epilogue, Troll is saying that this is one of the saddest things. Like he himself would end up crying. So it kind of pairs nicely to what Jan and Tony are saying about some heart wrenching shit. So
What you're gonna get is you're gonna meet the Eater. You have not really met them that much so far in the books.
Mhm.
But now you're gonna get you're gonna meet them.
I think up to this point, it's just Troll and then the ones that were attacking the floating island, the wandering island.
Yep, exactly. Hmm. Why can't I remember the floating island?
Drift to Volley.
There you go. There you
Thanks.
Yeah, I thought the dragon was under it.
Yes, you did. It's all good. It's all good, sir. I thought everybody was Quick Ben, so like it's fine.
go.
Unless it's a fucking
Midnight-
acorn.
Yeah, it was the Acorn. It was the Quick Ben.
Right.
I got the Kalam who got the Acorn. It was Quick Ben.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not Telemandus's head.
No, unfortunately.
Is it like Telemandus's like fecal matter? Like, does he shit acorns?
What the hell, Justin?
No.
It sounds like a resounding no.
Oh wow, it got a giggle.
What you're going to get in Midnight Tides is it's the same as in House and Chains, a whole new part of the world. For me, when I first read the books, because I read them, I found Gardens of the Moon and Dead House Gates just after they came out, and then I started reading them as they came out, as they were published. And it was like with House of Chains, it was like, what the fuck is this? I've been reading about these characters, and then it's a completely different character, different part of the world. And then you get to Midnight Tides, and it's like, what the fuck is this again? Again? He did it again?
I think I'm less like, I'm not as worried about that. And maybe that's just because of how we do this, like one chapter at a time. And we've kind of gone through that in a few books already where it's just like, whatever, like I don't really care, I guess, that it's different place, different characters, like just give it to me, I guess. I'm fine with it. I don't know
Yeah,
how you feel, Justin.
I mean, to me, in my canon, my mind, it is more of like I imagine Troll and Onrak, Ibra Golan, and Monarch Ochem, right? Just chilling, waiting at the first throne, guarding it, and Troll's telling his story, and that is Midnight Tides. So that's just kind of how I imagine it. It's not really. It's like a segue. It's like a whole segue of a book.
I like how Erickson puts these books out like number 4, number 5 in the series. Like, oh yeah, this was taking place the whole time you were reading Gardens of the Moon, Dead House Gates, by the way. Or
Yeah,
like this
that's
was
wild.
a while back, way before all the events that you know about already.
Any super massive chapters in this book?
Not that I can remember.
No.
Well, it's shorter than House of Chains, so.
That doesn't mean there couldn't be some
Oh, I know.
gigantic ass chapter.
I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I
we
don't
should
remember
finish.
any big doozies in this one.
No, it's just regular chapters.
Yeah, Memories of
But they-
Ice, Bone Hunters, and The Crippled God are like the big ones for giant chapters.
But there is so much cool shit in this one.
There really is. Don't want to say stuff that's going to spoil it for you, but one of my favorite swordsmen in the entire series is introduced in this book.
Hmm. Okay.
We
Oh,
got
yeah.
Jan thinking here too, it looks like.
I know who he's talking about, and it's just yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
That's
we don't.
cool. That's cool that you guys agree on that. That's cool.
And also, this book, I'm guessing, is very funny for Americans to read.
Oh,
Tell us more.
There
If
are
you can.
possibly,
I mean,
possibly slight thoughts about capitalism.
oh, okay.
Tony knows what's up. Right?
Yeah. Thinking back on this book and then having just finished the novels of the Malazan Empire, where they're pretty prominent in it, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like a whole theme with one of the major players in this book.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm excited to read it and keep reading it. So, for a variety of reasons, and as Jan and Tony are saying, it seems like we're in for a treat when it comes to the humor, which is pretty top notch. So, to get more of that, as well as that like heartbreak on top of just a good story.
You haven't asked, why does the crippled god need a sword?
I don't know that he needs one. I assume he's going to give it to somebody.
Wonder
I would
who
just-
that could be.
Well, Karsa's already got a sword, but he could have two swords, which would be pretty sweet. Because why not have two swords if you can?
Do you feel like the crippled god's sword that he's having made is just going to be, hey, here's a new toy. This is going to suit you fine, and it's all going to be good.
No,
Oh, I'm sure
there's
there's
a hidden
conditions
gem.
tied to it. Yeah.
Oh, yes, there are.
I just want to see where this whole Karza being the knight in the House of Chains goes. You know, he's such a defiant character. Like, I don't see him acquiescing at all, but maybe I'm wrong.
We will read on and find out, I guess.
Yeah.
Although I don't really
Yeah.
expect any Karsa in this book, but
That would be kind of cool, but no. I would imagine the primary theme is the E-Doer.
Yeah, you got the Tobakai, the Tebor as the big introduction of House of Chains, and this one is the Eater book for sure.
Okay.
And the Lethri.
Yeah, and those guys.
And those guys.
those guys. Okay. Well, maybe you've read a little bit about them already in chapter 1, Justin. I don't know, but we'll see.
I mean, it's not new characters, but it's a new setting with new environments and new things. So, like, I've only read it once. I haven't gotten to summarizing nor reading it again. I do think that, and maybe this is more for Jan and Tony, but I do think that the first section of the first chapter is very interesting.
Okay.
That's when he noticed that the seals are being killed.
No,
It all comes down to the seals.
And I did decide I'm reading this version just because that's what Justin has. Looking at the other one, like the page count was like different by like a page, so I didn't want things to get like screwed up somehow.
Understandable. That makes it a whole lot easier to coordinate.
Here's just the first. Here then is the tale between the swish of the tides when giants knelt down and became mountains, when they fell scattered on the land like the ballast stones of the sky, yet could not hold fast against the rising dawn. We will speak of one such giant, because the tale hides with his own. That section.
And it was interesting because like we both, I think we had read the prologue before we talked to Erickson, and I think we both at least read the first few paragraphs of that chapter. Like I'd read like the first page of that chapter, and I told you it felt like a campfire story. Like that's what you would say if you're telling a story hanging around the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's in Troll's voice.
Which makes sense knowing, when you asked him about Troll, like I feel like that checked out. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Troll is such a great character.
He is. He's brilliant.
I will say that, we're starting, I guess technically our 6th book, Counting Blood Follows. And like I'm definitely excited to get going, but maybe the excitement feels a little different because we've already done this a few times now. Now it's just kind of like old news, like we kind of know what we're doing a little bit. Like we don't know what to expect. We don't know what we're going to get, but like, okay, we've been here, we've done this. It's not like, oh my God, we just finished Gardens of the Moon. We're going into Deadhouse Gates. We can kind of keep it even keeled a little bit. Like, all right, we're going into another book. Let's figure it out. So I don't know. It's exciting, but it's different. It's a different kind of exciting for me.
That could also change depending on how the previous book ends and what you have to look forward to. Like some of the endings of these books are just going to have you so in your feelings and in your head. You're like, nope, got to go to this right now. We got to go, go.
So from compared to what I said in the Patreon chat, I changed to when Justin and I recorded our last episode of House of Chains, but that House of Chains is my least favorite so far.
Your least favorite?
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Jan's laughed.
I did not like how it ended.
With Fellison and Tavor.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted like kind of like I said before, like I wanted to feel that hurt, and I didn't. I didn't. It sucks to say, but like I did not really care that she died. There was no impact there for me, and that drives me nuts because I really liked her as a character.
But it's a huge impact. It's like Tavor kills her sister without even knowing it's her sister.
Yep.
I know, but like it just
and everybody's expecting this huge conflict and this huge battle, and then it just doesn't show up.
Super anticlimactic.
He inverts every expectation of you as a reader. Everyone's expecting this huge final conflict, and it just fizzles out. But it is so heart-wrenching.
It just didn't impact me that way. That's all I can say, and I wish it did, but it just didn't. I have a hard time with that. I struggle with that, which is wild to say. It's a book, but like it did not give me the feelings that I wanted.
But it's like when what is it? Pearl? Is it Pearl and Lustra Yill?
Yep.
It's like should we tell her that it was her sister in that armor? And it's like, do you really want to hurt her that much? Do you hate her that much that you would tell her?
Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I really did not like Fellison's character as a whole. Just not a fan of her at all. So when that death hit, I was like, yeah, whatever. Doesn't faze me at all. Like Edkovian, Bruchalian, Coltane, all those, like those hurt. But Fellison, I was like, whatever. Just another body on the battlefield for me.
Bruchalians, that is probably like, from what we've seen so far, that is like like that's the best death, right? Like it was glorious.
A literal blaze of glory for Bruchalian.
Yeah. Like that's
and he knowingly went to his death as well. He knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, like that one. I felt that one. I was like, no, and like he did it anyways. Then I don't know that one. I love that, and I was bummed that I didn't have similar feelings when she died. And like I said, it sucks to feel that way, and I can't really explain it any other way than that. It just didn't hit me the way that I was expecting. And I didn't even think it was going to be her right now. Like, I thought it was going to be Fellison Younger who was going to be getting it, but I was wrong.
Yeah, I guess I know we talked about it at length in that last episode.
That we haven't heard yet.
You guys have not heard yet.
Yeah, I've not heard it yet. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It was so slow. Yeah, I think that, along Jan's sentiments, like, I bring up the counterpoint, like, had Tavor known that it was Fellison, it would have changed completely. Like, Tavor wouldn't have struck her down.
Maybe.
If Fellison had been able to just say, hey, it's me.
Right. And the fact that, like, Erickson made such a huge point, very subtly, about drawing attention to the slits in the face, right? How hard it was for soldiers to see while wearing that. And Fellowson actively chose this because she didn't know any better. Karza and Leoman talk about how they never got around to training her how to sword fight. Like, there was no way she stood a chance. And had she been informed of that knowledge, maybe things would have ended up differently for her. And I think that's the hard part.
But also, at that time, she was still inhabited by the Whirlwind Goddess.
Right. Yeah. So that, like, false sense of security, well, not false to her at that time, but yeah.
Yeah, he thought she was untouchable for that period.
Yes.
No, it's just tragic. It
was definitely tragic. I can understand why people would feel the hurt in that scene. I think had Tavor reached down and, like, taken the helmet off and saw what happened after the fact, I might have felt a little bit worse about it.
Yes, I think then I would have. Yeah,
but it was leaving it completely ambiguous. Is like, that's not doing it for me.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how I feel exactly. Yeah.
But I would imagine that like Tavor eventually is going to find out, right? Like, there's no way she goes the whole series not knowing.
Oh, we'll
Oh,
see.
fuck. No. Oh, damn it. That makes
she
it
finds
worse.
out. She finds out in the next book and kills herself.
Oh,
Spoilers, damn.
Sorry.
Also, I don't have a webcam on, so you couldn't see how excited I got, but I just remembered that I had chocolate chip cookies sitting beside my desk.
Ooh.
I got some M&M cookies that I'm probably going to mow down after I pee.
Just put on some music while you do it, and I'm good.
Okay. I will make sure to have potty music. Yes.
It's like elevator music, I'm sure.
I'm going to find the most
Yeah.
annoying shit ever. Like Opa Gundam style from back in the day.
Oh, dear
So
God.
catchy, though.
Or Stacy's mom. It's another hit wonder. She's got it going on.
I don't know that one.
Oh, you will.
Really?
You will. Because you'll hear it every time I pee-pees. Okay. All right. I got to eat. I'm starving. So. All right.
Yeah, we'll wrap this thing up. That's
Stacey's
not what
mom
I
it
had,
is.
Justin. Well, Tony, Jan, thank you guys for coming on last minute. It was a lot of fun to have
Thanks for
you
the
again,
invitation.
Jan. Tony, it was great to meet you here, to hear your voice for the first time.
You as well. It was fun. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening.
Yes.
Yeah,
Enjoy
you
the weekend
hopefully,
coming up.
Hopefully you
Jan.
can fall back asleep since you had a nap here already.
Oh, no, I'm going to be up until like 3 in the morning gaming, probably.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to bed now. It's like 4:15 in the morning.
How's
Oh,
the storm
shit.
doing? Is everything okay over there?
Oh, the house is still standing.
No, that's a plus. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, good deal.
Yeah.
All right, you all have a good night.
All
Yeah,
right.
we'll
You
talk
too,
to you
Tony.
Thank you. Jan, good luck with the football match Sunday.
Thank you.
All
See you
bye,
guys.
y'all.
DMJ's Epic Quest. DMJ's Epic Quest. DMJ's DMJ's Epic Quest. CMJ's Epic Quest. CMJ's Epic Quest. CMJ's Epic Quest. CMJ's Epic Quest.